It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here, and this is episode number 262 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
Oh, bright and early breakfast blend.
It's bright and early. That's right. This is one time it's in the morning. Now, if you're not drinking bright and early's breakfast blend, you're missing out. Go over to
brightndearlycoffee.com
and use the code CWTCL15 for 15% off a bagged coffee. If you need K-Cups, go to Amazon and follow them on their social media. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious breakfast blend in the morning and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsors.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today. Okay, we're in December. It's December, it's cookie month, it's Christmas month. Wow.
Yeah, the air is chilly. Got up this morning, it was frosty. Yeah, it's...
Where did the year go, man? It went fast.
It did fly by. And, well, I mean, the busier we get, the more they fly by. That's just the way it goes.
We're busy with all the great things. The book's going to be coming out in 2026. We're super excited. Pre-orders are going to be in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be traveling soon. Coming to maybe a city near you. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we have, and these are not book related, but early in the year, we have a handful of talks and personal appearances that we're doing, and we'll announce more about that in January.
Yeah, we'll tell you more, but we could be coming to a city near you, and you want to meet us, right?
Yeah. Sure. I think those will be a lot of fun. And actually, we'll be visiting some states neither one of us have ever been to, so that's fun too.
That's going to be great. But right now we're focusing on the holidays, getting through, but not getting through, enjoying.
Yeah. Sometimes there are times in a person's life where they just need to get through the holidays, and that's okay. You get through as gracefully as you can. And then there are some times where you just get to stop and enjoy. So, yeah.
We were hoping this year that we were really going to slow down through the holidays as much as you can slow down and enjoy that month because, you know, there's something to say as you get older, just enjoying it for what it is and time with family and being grateful for that. So, yeah, I'm slower with getting the decorations up, but the chicken tree will be up very soon.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The chicken tree has grown throughout the years.
Your chicken tree is pretty big right now. Mine is not quite as big. Your chicken tree is, yes, it is a monument.
It's like, how are all these ornaments chicken on this tree? I was like, I don't know, man. I just keep getting them. And I thank the friends that mail them to me and think of me and see them and get them for me because just those thoughts that somebody for those few 30 seconds looked at something and thought of you. I love that. I'm grateful for that.
There's a chicken. Here's another chicken.
Chrisie&Holly. There's chickens. Chrisie&Holly.
Chickens. But I'm not, I'm just expanding things this year. So there can be some waterfowl too.
Well, yeah, you already have waterfowl. So you're definitely going into poultry, all lanes of poultry for your Christmas decorations.
Now, this is a little bit out of order. So we'll be talking about this next week. But I saw a pair of runner duck earrings.
Ooh, yeah, you got to listen to next week to talk. We're talking some jewelry, maybe.
Jewelry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcasts. You know, a great Christmas gift for us would be leave us a fabulous written review. We would love to read it. We love to read your kind words and how you love the show. So, Also go over and hit that subscribe button because this mysterious they count them. And you never want to miss an episode.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the podcast, you can tell a few chicken, duck, goose, turkey-loving friends about us. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thank you, and happy holidays to all of our patrons. And the other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes, use our affiliate links and discount codes, and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay! Holly Ann, have you heard of this new game, Chicken Challengers?
I have.
It is hilarious. It's a fast-paced party board game where chickens battle it out to become the ultimate barnyard champion.
It's a lot of fun. You can use some strategy, you can bluff, try to outsmart the other players.
It was so easy for my parents to learn, and it's endlessly replayable.
You can play it with as few as 2 players up to about 8, and it's fun for kids, teens, and adults. Everyone loves it.
Now learn more at chickenchallengers.com or find it on Amazon today.
Just search Chicken Challengers.
You know what I love when it's 95 degrees outside?
Being inside.
Well, that too, but I really love cleaning my igloo chicken coop.
Yeah, it is so easy to clean. You don't have to break a sweat.
And you can use a water hose or pressure washer, so it doubles as a cool down. I also love those run covers.
Oh man, the shade is superb. I go into the run to cool off.
Yep, my flock's covered during the heat of the day, just chillin'.
Meanwhile, we're melting on the patio. Seriously, can we get in on this amazing coop design for ourselves?
They're out there living the dream.
So when it's pushing 100 degrees, the right setup matters.
That's why we choose an igloo.
Get your girls their own just in time for summer.
Search Omelette. That's OMLET.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by Murray McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, Murray McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business, working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards. Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today.
There once was a little duck, but it wasn't that little. It was a big duck, and it was from Germany. Yeah, it's time for the Breed Spotlight. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this week's Breed Spotlight is
the Saxony Duck.
Yeah, so it's a big duck. And you know what? They're really great for people to start with. So we want to talk about them again.
They're wonderful ducks. And you're right, they are in the heavy duck class from the APA. So we're revisiting the Saxony. We first profiled them almost 3 years ago.
Wow.
Not only is this duck an all-around practical breed, but they're also beautiful and they're known for their really great personalities.
Yeah, exactly. They're really, really good for beginners. So that's why we wanted to refocus on this one.
The Saxony also ties into our main topic today, which you'll hear as we chat with Marc and Katy Metzer about their newest breed of duck.
They're so excited, and so are we.
The Saxony was developed in Germany as a dual-purpose breed, and the hens are very good layers. Again, we'll talk about that in a bit. They had been around for decades, actually almost 100 years, before they were finally accepted into the American Poultry Association Standard of Perfection in 2000.
Wow, that's late. That's late.
They are considered a heritage breed, and the Saxony is currently listed in the threatened category of the Livestock Conservancy's Conservation Priority List.
Don't like that.
Really, this is a wonderful duck that should be much more popular than they are.
Yeah, with their personalities being what they are, they should be pretty popular.
Yeah.
And if you want a little bit of a larger duck, I mean, this is perfect. These ducks are perfect.
In the late 1920s and 1930s, a breeder named Alfred Franz from Chemnitz, Germany, was working on the development of the Saxony duck. Chemnitz is one of the largest cities in the state of Saxony in East Germany, and this is where the breed gets its name.
Of course.
Right. Now, the foundational breeds used were the German Pekin, the Blue Pomeranian, and the French Rouen ducks. Franz debuted his breed at the Saxony County Show in 1934, and it did show a lot of promising popularity. But then World War II happened.
No.
And of course, as we know, Germany was right in the middle of this, and the Saxony duck was almost wiped out.
Boo hiss.
The breed is actually still with us because after World War II, Franz was released from a prisoner of war camp and he returned home to revive his breeding program with what ducks he could, gather up.
Exactly.
And he was working behind the Iron Curtain. He was in East Germany. So the breed slowly grew in numbers. And then by the 1990s, they'd become fairly popular in their native Germany. They're rarer there now. I couldn't find any exact stats on how many Saxonies exist in Germany right now.
Well, that's crazy.
Well, finding accurate information is sometimes tricky.
Well, not that you couldn't find it, but the fact that there's not that many in Germany.
Well, I mean, what happened in Germany is what happened all over the world. Commercial laying came in.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So what I did find, and I thought this was interesting, I found a 1929 publication of the U.S. Egg and Poultry magazine. And in this magazine, there were some stats on poultry keeping in Germany that were compiled by the Office of the American Trade Commissioner. So in 1928 Germany, Germans raised 75 million chickens, 2,800,000 ducks, and 5,600,000 geese. Chickens clearly were by far the largest group, with the geese coming in a distant second and the ducks a distant third. Germany's agriculture remained relatively stable up until the war. And after the war, just like every place else, technology was prioritized and the number of agricultural workers dropped sharply. So back in 1957, the Saxony was officially recognized by the East German Poultry Association. And in 1958, it was recognized by the West German Poultry Association. So what Franz was able to do is gather his own birds and restart his breeding program. And I think a lot of breeders were not able to do that. So it's lucky that he was able to do this and we still have the Saxony.
The craziest part is, okay, that's 1957, 1958. It takes all the way to 2000 to get it over here.
Well, and part of the reason for that is because the bird was not here yet. So in 1984, master waterfowl breeder Dave Holderried, who is also the author of Story's Guide to Raising Ducks.
We talked about that book before on here.
Right.
Yeah.
He imported the Saxony to the U.S. So 1984. That's when they arrived here.
Okay. That's still a long time to 2000, though, too.
I agree. Holderried has since retired from breeding, but his website is still active and you can find lots of info there. And his retirement is the reason that Metzer Farms is now offering a breed that Holderried created.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff for Metzers.
That's our main topic. So we'll go into more of that.
We'll talk about that with them. They're very excited. So like a lot of the domestic breeds, the Saxony feathers display the mallard pattern, which is beautiful. And the mallard pattern is one of those like all different colors and the females have less colors, but they're still beautiful. And that's good. I mean, what we mean by the markings on the mallard feathers is, but in different colors. Okay. So the mallards have like a mix of colors. So these are just a little bit different. So the Saxony's color variety is known as a buff blue mallard. Doesn't that just sound beautiful?
It's beautiful. And as with the wild mallard, the boy gets all the fancy colors and markings.
The boys always get all the fancy stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's always
why?
the drakes. It's true.
Okay, so the drakes have a silver blue head, white neck ring, and a reddish chestnut colored breast. That just sounds gorgeous.
It sounds beautiful. It does.
They're using those colors to attract these girls too. They're like, look at my beautiful colors here for you. The girls are like, I don't like your colors. I don't want them.
Yes, no, they do like their colors. Let's be honest. We all like their colors.
The duck hen is a beautiful light buff color with 2 white stripes on either side of the face, which we've talked about that before, above and below her eye, kind of looking like an eyeliner kind of thing.
She's got fancy white eyeliner. They have such pretty little faces.
Oh, they do. And both drakes and ducks have a yellow bill and orange and yellow legs and feet, which just gorgeous duck. Now they're heavy, compact ducks. These are my kind of birds. I like a heavy, compact bird.
Armful of bird love.
I love that. Okay. Drakes weigh in between 8 and 9 pounds, and the duck hens weigh in around 7 to 8 pounds. Now, if you look at ducks in perspective here, you're going to look at call ducks, which are like 2 pounds, 1 pound, and then your runners, which are going to be like 4 pounds.
Yeah, the runners are very lightweight, yeah.
These are big ducks, so you're going to have to make provisions for them. Now, the Saxony ducks are very good layers of a large white or blue or green eggs, usually giving you 180 to 240 per year, which for ducks, that's amazing.
Well, your standard for heritage duck layers is always the Khaki Campbell, where they're doing like 300 plus.
Right.
And there are a couple of other breeds that are really high layers. But if you're looking for a bird that's like really placid, good for beginners, but still lays well, the Saxony is right where you want to look.
The other thing is their egg colors. I always say this, it's like a grab bag. You don't know what color you're going to get until they lay that first egg.
Right.
So it's kind of like the fun of waiting for the egg and seeing what color it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And they're known to lay through the winter. And, they're one of the better breeds for the egg production, like we're saying. So they're great for a homestead. Some of the sources suggest that they may sometimes go broody and hatch a clutch. I've really have learned over all these years that broody is not so much the breed, but the individual chicken. So I've had Orpingtons that are like, I'm never sitting on a clutch, and I've had a Rhode Island Red go broody.
It is highly individual, you're right. Though I will say that when it comes to all the other breeds, i.e. not chicken, the rest of the poultry I feel like hasn't been, except the Chinese geese. The rest of the poultry hasn't been selected for laying as much.
Right.
So the broody hasn't been bred out of them.
So you're going to have more chances of a duck or a goose going broody, that's for sure.
Right.
So otherwise, you're going to need an incubator for a broody hen to raise them. Now, probably a big hen, like the Orpington, the Cochin, or the Brahma, because these eggs are large.
Right. She needs to be able to spread her booty out and cover a lot of eggs.
Exactly. And you know what? The Livestock Conservancy notes that the Saxony is a good duck for beginners. I keep saying that, but it is true in everything that you read, because, you want a duck that has that personality. We were putting a post up on our social the other day, a while ago, when I was in jury duty, and I was like, tell us your favorite breeds. I love seeing everybody's favorite breeds.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because I was looking through the Buff Orpingtons, and there's always a click that gives you that passion, and that click that makes you say, this is what made me fall in love with chickens. And the Buff Orpington is what made me fall in love with chickens. Those 4 chickens were my best choice to start off with, because I fell in love with chickens through the Orpington.
Yeah.
I think the Saxony is somewhat like that. So if you start with this duck, you may be like, I really love ducks. And then you can move on to the more difficult breeds, like once you have your foot in stable and I can do this.
Right. The Saxony, at least the Steele told me this years ago, the Saxony and the other big ducks are nice because they're not as energetic. Like my runners are always moving. They don't stop.
Oh, they are. I know.
And the magpie too. And actually the cayuga, because these are all like small to medium weight ducks. But Lisa told me that the large ducks, they like to do 2 or 3 things. They like to do a little foraging, they like to do a little swimming, and they like to do a lot of napping.
Exactly.
So they're actually really placid. If you can give them what they want, a habitat that works for them, you've got a calm, easy to deal with duck.
And that's how you want to start. That's what you want to. You don't want to start. I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I see a lot of people.
Let me push the soapbox towards you.
See so many people starting with silkies, and I'm like, don't do it to yourself. That's on the chicken side of it. It's like, get yourself familiar with how to take care of them. And I'm not saying don't get the silkies. I'm saying give yourself some time with an easier breed, so that you can understand the inner workings of these animals, and then get a more difficult to maintain one breed so that you can deal with it a little bit easier.
If that's what you're looking for, right? I mean, I went right into the runners because I find them absolutely charming. But they really never stop. And sometimes getting your hands on them is not the easiest
thing. But you're not a beginner, woman. You've been doing it for 30 years. So that's what I'm saying.
What we have heard over and over from people who do keep the Saxony is that they do make great pets.
Right.
Really friendly. They can be affectionate. Like we've said a couple times, they're very good egg providers. So they make a great addition to a backyard laying flock.
And they can be used as a dual purpose bird, but they are slow growers. So,
breed.
Exactly. You're going to have to let them live their life, and that's the best thing that can happen,
Right. Like we said, they like to forage, and like all ducks, they need a constant water supply. The only exception to that is when they're sleeping. They don't need water at night.
You do need to protect them from predators. Everything wants chicken, ducks, geese, and the bigger they are, the slower they're going to move, and they're not going to be able to fly and get off the ground.
Right.
So an aviary style large run is very good. Then you can bring them out and be supervised. They're also really good pest control. Ducks are probably the best.
Oh, they are.
eat a ton of bugs. They love to forage for them. They can get all those grubs out of the ground before beetle season for you. So,
it's funny watching a duck like toddle along and they're eating this and they're eating that. And then a bug flies by and like, whoosh, they got that bug out of midair faster than you can blink. It's really fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So duck manure and duck water from pools can be a great addition to garden fertilizing and composting. My only caveat there is do not put raw duck sewage on leaves you're going to eat.
No.
Use the water at ground level or use it with your fruit trees.
Yes, exactly.
But it's a great source of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. And because of all this stuff, ducks are great for a permaculture system.
I mean, they're popular also for duck showing. So both here and in the UK, they're really, people get into showing them their beauty because their feathers are gorgeous.
And if you're showing, like you get to show off those drakes with all those colors.
Be like, boy, I got a job for you. Show off your feathers.
Show off your feathers. Meanwhile, your ladies are going to be here with me getting petted and spoiled with bugs. But you go get up on that show table and show everyone what you got.
Yep. So let's see. Where can everybody go to get the Saxony ducks?
Now, remember that this bird is in the threatened category, so they do need some help. I'm kicking myself now for not getting a Saxony, honestly.
You would have all the little ones and then one big one. Like, oh.
Well, I need more water features before I get more ducks, I need to get a bigger pond put in. So anyway, you can buy beautiful sexed Saxony ducklings from McMurray Hatchery and Metzer Farms. And you can also check out the Livestock Conservancy's breeder directory if you want to stay local. And if you want to get into showing, I strongly recommend you join the American Poultry Association.
So there you go, the Saxony duck. We love them.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit MetzerFarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection.
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera US.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today.
Eaton Pet and Pasture is a farmer-owned company based in upstate New York that creates USA-made sustainable products for backyard chicken keepers. From low-dust hemp bedding and comfy aspen nesting pads to nutritious treats and odor-eliminating products, everything is designed to keep your coop clean, healthy, and smelling egg-tastic.
All their products are made right here in the USA with ingredients that are safe for your flock and the planet. So whether you're doing a deep clean or just a quick refresh, Eaton makes it simple to care for your coop the natural way.
They're your one-stop shop for coop freshness and flock happiness, made easy.
Visit EatonPetAndPasture.com to explore the full line of flock favorites and use the code COFFEE at checkout for a first-time purchase discount. Okay, so are we ready to move on to main topic?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start off December with some of our favorite guests on the show. We are really thrilled to have Katy and Marc Metzer from Metzer Farms back. Hi there, Katy and Marc. It's good to see you two.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you too.
Welcome back. You are some of our favorite people. We love you guys. You're so sweet. Welcome back to the show. And you have some exciting news that you wanted to share with us and all of our listeners out there. So we're going to start with the exciting news. We're not going to make people wait around for this. So the floor is yours.
All right. Well, we are announcing a new breed that we're adding to our lineup in 2026. And as soon as we got the news, I knew exactly I wanted to reach out to you guys and announce it through your show because we love coming on here to chat with you guys. And so without further ado, drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
Our breed is called the Golden Cascade. The Golden Cascade was developed by the master breeder, Dave and Millie Holder-Reed. They live in Corvallis, Oregon. And so this bird is named partially for its plumage, which is like a golden brown kind of color, and then Cascade for the mountain range over there in the Northwest. So that's where it gets its name. It was developed to be a dual purpose breed in having a lot of egg production. From reading a little bit about the background of how they developed this breed, they were teaching in Puerto Rico, and some of their poultry students wanted a bird that would be really adaptable to different environments and have that high meat and egg production. And so in comparison with some of the other chicken breeds that were available at the time, they realized that in some of those environments, the ducks were a little bit more hardy. And so they went back to Oregon after their stay in Puerto Rico and began developing the Golden Cascade.
I love that name. It's
wonderful. Yeah, it's a great name, isn't it? What's their average egg production?
Around 200 eggs per year.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
And something neat and special about them is that they are color sexable at hatch.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So people that want only girls have that opportunity because feather sexing is somewhat easier than sexing for sure.
I guess even if you just want one drake, you can have your one drake in your set of girls. And that's fantastic.
Something really neat about color sexable birds is that, anybody can sex them at birth. So if somebody wanted to separate out the males and females, they have their own breeders at home and raise them for different purposes. They can do that on day of hatch.
So once you have the breeding pairs, then you can do that at home yourself and know what you have from the moment they hatch because they're different colors at birth, which is amazing. And it's great because some areas may not allow them, and if they may not allow, males versus females. So this is really good. I don't hear that as much with ducks. Is that as much of a problem with ducks as it is with chickens?
With having males in different communities? No, that's not a problem because the males are actually quieter than the females.
They are. And then can you have multiple males will they get along with so many girls together?
Yeah, as long as there's at least 3 females for every male, or you could just do a flock of males.
Oh, yeah.
Bachelor flock works with ducks too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm having a moment here, Chris. We say that chickens are sex-linked and
auto-sexed.
Thank you. Okay. So these ducks are essentially the equivalent of auto-sexing or sex-link in a chicken, which is fantastic. Now, here's my question, and I don't know if this is classified information or not. Can you tell us some of the foundation breeds that have gone into the Golden Cascade?
Since I don't know the answer, I'm going to say it's classified.
Top secret.
Fair enough.
Top secret.
My guess would be the Khaki Campbell, because he did make mention in his information on his website that they were looking for a breed that could lay as much as a Khaki Campbell, but have some more of that dual purpose nature so that when you do raise the babies, if you see that they're the male color, you can grow those for meat if that's what you're looking for, and then grow the females for eggs.
Based on the coloring, there could be some silver appleyard in there. There could be some Saxony in there.
Okay. So
awesome.
I don't know the answer, but those are my guesses.
Khaki Campbell would make sense for eggs, and then something else for the size.
The size and the beauty of the feathers. And
in Saxony, those ducks get real big. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Saxony in there.
Okay.
We can't give out the exact equation.
I'm holding back a lot of information,
Do you have them in the hatchery now?
Actually, this was our first hatch week for the Golden Cascades. So it was a big hatch week around here. We had geese hatching out a season, and we had first week of Golden Cascades.
That's fantastic. So your catalog is due to come out sometime very soon.
It's due in December or January, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So what's going to be different than next year? You're going to have some female geese available this year that weren't available for 2025?
Yeah. So in 2025, we kept back our female Sebastopol, our female large dewlap Toulouse, our female Super Africa, because we wanted to build up our breeding stock. And so we were able to do that. Still limited supplies of goslings next year for sale, but we will be selling males and females next year. We've released our availability for next year. And when we estimate our availability, we usually put about 70 to 75% on the website early of what we think we're actually going to hatch. And then as time nears, we will put more in inventory once we know, okay, we are getting the exact amount of geese that we expected in the flock. They're laying about the right amount of eggs that we're expecting. So once we feel more confident and more comfortable, we will then go out again and release more inventory on our website for people to purchase.
Great.
And we do know that your ordering has been open since Halloween, correct? So people can order as of right now.
Yep.
If you want a goose like Holly Ann, you need to order right now.
Yeah.
I am in love with those geese. I am just, and my husband keeps saying things like Chrissy and I were having a discussion the other day about whether we were going to get any more chicks next year. And I heard my husband saying, we could get some more geese.
Smart man.
Well, he is a smart man. But I think one of the things he really loved about the geese was that it was the imprinting process. Like I would get them out and, they would go out in the garden with me, but I would go, say, over to the family farm and come home and he would be out in the lawn with the geese there with him. They were just so friendly is not quite the word. I guess it's just the bond that you can build with geese so quickly if you put the time in.
They do have a way of looking at you that's kind of like, yeah, am I going to like you or not? So I was pretty flattered that they weren't, they tolerated me. I was like, okay, this is good.
I think they're curious and I think they're intelligent. And so I think they're interested to see what you're doing and that kind of stuff. So I think that's part of it and part of what makes them fun.
They're big though. When you see them next to a chicken, you're like, good Lord, you are a lot larger than a chicken. So, just knowing that you have that area, plus, they're less of a predator risk of getting less of a risk of predators getting them because their size and they can fight back a little bit more. So, they are a good substitute. They lay, as Holly says, the golden eggs that are huge. They're huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they get bigger every year,
Do they?
A 2-year-old goose, 3-year-old goose, they'll get bigger. We get some pretty sizable eggs.
Wow. I thought they were huge now. So you said you just had some geese hatch because there was some laying out of season. What breeds were laying?
We had Toulouse, African, and Emden.
And white Chinese.
White Chinese. Yeah, every year they do. They just kind of lay a few eggs in September.
In the fall.
October. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My buffs, one of my American buffs that was laying, and she wasn't the greatest layer, so I was just thrilled to have an extra dozen from her.
Tulip is really wanting to get on the show right now, Holly Ann.
Oh, Tulip. She's a special little doggy.
So what I want to do is I want to kind of change things up a little bit right now because we're going to be talking at some point soon about chickens.
Things up. We're talking about ducks and geese. Why do we have to change things up?
That's what we're going to do. So I want to change things up just a little bit. We're still going to talk about ducks and geese, but in the future, we're going to be talking about kids and chickens. So with the experts here with us, we want to talk to you guys about duck and goose breeds that are best for kids and family and some chores that you think that are good for kids to do with having the waterfowl.
Yeah, I think when you're looking for a bird that's going to be a good addition to a flock with kids, you'd want something that's on the calmer end of the spectrum. So I'm thinking like the Welsh Harlequin, and then I think other than that, it depends on the personality of the duck and the flock and how the kids treat the birds. I think that people underestimate how important it is when you first bring your birds home that you provide them a calm, safe, quiet space where they can get acclimated to their brooder, have that feed, water, time to heat up. and then slowly introduce your kids to the ducks and make that introduction in a way that feels really safe to the bird. Sometimes people will tag us in very cute pictures of their little tiny ducklings, like sitting in the Barbie Jeep and different things when it first got home. And while that's really, really cute, it's also probably pretty scary for the duckling. And so trying to just be really cognizant of how you set up that early interaction between your child and the duck is how they're going to associate that child for a lot of their development. So really having a calm development for the duck.
And we want these children to be able to do as many chores as possible for these animals. So you want to make it so that they all love each other so much and the kids want to go out and do the things. So I love that you're talking about that first bonding experience being a calm and supervised experience for the ducklings and for the geese, the goslings. Yeah.
What about breeds that make really good birds for 4-Hers who want to show waterfowl?
Well, are you asking about which of our breeds would be a good show quality or which one would be a good starter bird for 4-H?
I was thinking good starter bird, but whatever part you want to speak about would be great.
Yeah. Well, our pecans do well in shows, especially our jumbo show pecan. It's a big duck. And those are, yes, they're very big. They're pretty calm ducks too, actually. So those would be a good one. We have really good quality Saxony.
Our Welsh Harlequin gets compliments from poultry judges.
And the Saxony, another really big duck, but it's really calm also. So
they're beautiful. The Saxonies are gorgeous.
Yeah, those are good ones for 4-Hers. But all of our ducks can be taken to a fair. We're not saying any of our ducks are going to win you a grand champion for sure. We're not guaranteeing any of that. The ones I spoke about, though, those ones typically do well.
Okay. They're usually the blue ribbon, like grand champions.
Chrissy's going right to grand champion.
Yeah, no.
Well, I think it makes a big difference too on how many you have and how many you're willing to grow out. Because when you think about people who grow birds for show, they're usually growing out several and then selling off the ones that don't meet the guidelines, the APA guidelines, or don't meet show standards. Mm-hmm. And so as a hatchery, we're selling all of the birds because we're selling them as day-old ducklings. And then maybe some of them are going to be show quality and maybe some of them are not going to be show quality. And so that's really the difference is if you were hoping to end up at a show, I'd recommend that you get multiples of that breed so that way you can grow them out and see what their coloring looks like and see who checks the right boxes and who doesn't, and then find a really special pet life if they don't. Not going to be a beauty queen.
Okay, so I was in 4-H and I started with sheep and then did pigs, and I did take a duck too.
Wait a minute here. You are the duck man. You're the duck man. Totally but in 4-H, you started with sheep.
Yeah.
But he had his pick of the litter at Metzer Farms when he took a duck to show.
Yeah, so I did get grand champion. But
wait, with the ducks or the sheep?
No, I never got,
with the pig.
I never got anything special for market class for my sheep or pigs. And I don't think I ever got anything special for showmanship, but I always thought I did a really good job in showmanship.
You did great.
And so I was always bummed that they never picked me for showmanship for the sheep or swine.
I just need to know what breed of sheep, and then we can go back to waterfowl.
I can't remember.
You're old now, you don't remember.
What's the common one with just the black head and black?
Hampshire.
Yeah, and then all white here.
Yeah, like Hampshire, Shropshire.
I'm sure it's a Hampshire.
Mark, if we were judges, we would have given you the blue ribbon. We would have, Holly Ann and I.
Okay, so back to Katie's advice of purchasing multiple duck. So maybe if you're trying to like go to poultry shows specific, but like a 4-H'er, they just need to buy, well, our minimum order is 3, but I don't think they need to buy multiples and decide all that. 4-H is pretty relaxed. Well, my experience of 4-H was pretty relaxed.
Mine too. It definitely is. I mean, and like getting, say, 3 to grow out would be a nice project, because you keep the project records. What about geese?
Ooh. So it wasn't long ago that I had to teach Katie what FFA was.
Not even true. That is not even true.
And 4-H.
I was in FFA in high school because my softball coach was the FFA teacher. And so I really liked him. And so me and other softball.
Little did you know.
We're getting spicy here on Coffee with the Chicken Ladies.
Okay, you took a class.
I took a class.
So you were not in FFA.
I was close.
In this area, I mean, we have FFA, but 4-H is much bigger in this area. I don't know. Is 4-H just bigger than general? Or is it like maybe the Midwest is more FFA? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the 4-H is probably bigger on the East Coast, is my guess.
And on the West Coast, I would guess 4-H is bigger too. I mean, they have a bigger audience because it could be, from 4th grade to senior in high school, basically.
Yeah.
And the thing is about 4-H, it teaches children how to take care of an animal, grow them to, for food, for eggs, for taking care of them. And it's an important lesson to learn. Now, if you're not doing 4-H, what kind of chores should kids do with waterfowl?
Well, feeding them, checking their water, picking up eggs in the morning if they're laying, and checking their bedding to make sure they have good bedding. And when you're there, check, their coop or fencing to make sure.
That's all good stuff.
Yeah, make sure there's no holes or any evidence of an animal that was trying to get in that didn't get in. If you want to teach them about biosecurity, you could teach them about biosecurity, and maybe you want them to change their boots before they walk in, or so they could start to learn about that.
Those are very, very good things to know.
I like all of those things, and I like checking, the shelter to make sure. It's predator proof. Those are good things that kids can definitely do. And bonding with them. And we hear this a lot as we're around the country, is a lot of people don't have that connection with where their food comes from and knowing. So as a child growing an animal, it really helps you understand the whole process. Mm-hmm. So that education that they get is priceless for sure.
Yeah, you could measure how much feed you're putting in the pen on a daily basis or whatever. So you could start to calculate how much feed it costs to produce an egg, and simple math, things like that, I think is fun for kids, and it allows the parents to teach them how to do that.
And overall, it's a great bonding experience for a family. You have this all in common, and then you can cook with the eggs afterwards and, make something really delicious, especially with duck eggs and goose with baking. So we did all this work. Now we can bake our chocolate chip cookies. I would bake chocolate chip cookies.
Those are delicious. I will eat them.
They're delicious.
I want to steer us back to the Golden Cascade for a minute. Simply because we don't have a lot of information about them yet. And you know how I am about breeds. But so we know it's a dual purpose bird. We know it's going to lay a decent amount of eggs, and it can be a table bird as well. Are you envisioning this being like an ideal homestead bird, or what do you know about them so far?
It was developed for homesteading-ish type of reasons. So as Katie had mentioned earlier, it was developed for people in Puerto Rico. I don't know if in Puerto Rico they call themselves or consider themselves homesteaders, but they are raising animals for them to eat the animals and for them to eat the eggs that come from them. And so it's similar principles to a homesteader. So yeah, this would be a good homesteader bird. It would be a good bird for people that just want a bird in their backyard. It's a bird that there's not a lot of them being raised in the United States. And if you're looking for a duck that you're not super particular on the breed, I think this would be a good one because it helps spread the genetics out throughout the country. And that's always a great thing. So the more demand there is, the more breeding stock people will have.
Are they actually a heritage breed? Like, did they breed true like a standard bred, or do you need to have the same parentage?
They're true heritage. So they're going to breed on themselves. Yeah.
Great. So you could just establish a flock of them on your own small farm. And yeah, that sounds fantastic.
We talked about that they're a larger bird. What's the size variety? Like poundage, what kind of size are they?
Oh, I don't know.
Actually don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have that statistic yet. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine.
But I think that the thing, just to kind of revisit and maybe say it a little bit better this time, is that something that is really helpful with the fact that you can color sex the ducklings is that a lot of times if you don't have that ability and you were trying to raise these birds for meat or eggs, you'd have to raise them longer in order to determine who is the male and who is the female, because vent sexing is not a skill that many people have. Whereas these, from the day of hatch, you can keep females and males separate to raise each half of your flock for what its intended purpose is going to be, and then allow you to still butcher at that 8-week mark, which is, 8 to 12 weeks is when you really want to process a duck if you're looking to do it for meat, if that's your goal. And I think that, when you talk about homesteading, there really is a big movement right now from people.
Oh, yeah.
Be able to grow their own eggs, raise their own meat, kind of know where their food source is coming from and really get back to eating clean. And so while most of our customers are having ducks for eggs or pets, I do think there's a growing group of people who would be interested in the Golden Cascade for that color sexing at birth.
Well, I like that so that you can give these animals a chance to have a little bit of a normal life before that process happens. And,
as an alternative to factory farming, of course, it is
exactly
the only answer.
Exactly. And then on a side note, we did see the master sexer Mark sex a duck in Iowa firsthand. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
How could you
I don't know if you got it right or not.
Yeah. I don't remember. When did I do this?
So we were it was the last day, like the festival was over. We were in the Chicken Lady's party tent, and this lady had won for the ducks, and you sexed them for her. You said she had a pair of khaki Campbells, and I don't remember what the other two were.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were in the right place at the right time to come to
Apparently so.
I think we have a picture of him doing it too.
We do, I think. I don't know. People are signing autographs. It got pretty wild by the end of that.
Was this at McMurray? Where was
this? Yes, McMurray.
Yeah. Best Midwest.
Yeah. Huh. So people can keep an eye out on your website to get more information about the Golden Cascade. And maybe once you start to see some of them mature, you'll get some photos up so people can get an idea of what they look like. They sound pretty amazing. And Dave Holderreed he used to breed and sell to the public, and he's not doing that anymore. So you get to take advantage of this chance to preserve what sounds like an amazing bird.
Exactly.
Yeah. So over the years, my dad has bought breeding stock from him, and he trusts us to take on that breeding stock. And,
So it's quite an honor to be able to continue his legacy, because if you're familiar with waterfowl and genetics, you know that name, Dave Holderreed. And so for us to be able to share that we're helping to continue spreading awareness about the Golden Cascade and connecting people with this bird is really special to us. And it means a lot that we get to do that for people like Dave Holderreed, or working with the Livestock Conservancy to help them with different birds that they have on their agenda, or on their list of breeds that they want to bring back into population. And so in 2025 for us, that was the Australian spotted. And so for every Australian spotted that we sold in 2025, we donated $5 to the Livestock Conservancy. So that was on top of the other support that we were giving them. And just from the Australian spotted sales, our customers in the first 3 quarters have raised over $4,000 for supporting the development of the Livestock Conservancy. So that's great.
Nice.
I love it. And if we had sound effects, I would have like the fireworks going off.
I'm glad
But we don't have sound effects. So I'm going to be like, woo, yeah. That's amazing. I love it. That is good stuff. So wait, there's still time in 2025 to go buy one so they can get more money.
Did I see that you and McMurray were sponsoring a turkey thing for the Livestock Conservancy? Did I see that?
Yep. Yeah.
Are you still doing turkeys?
Yeah, we're still doing the heritage turkeys. And so we do have more breeds available next year. This year we had very limited supply of the Bourbon Red. We've got a lot more of those. We'll have some Palm Royals, Black Slate, Standard Bronze, Narragansett, some Blue Slates, and then we're working on getting some different white turkeys.
Nice.
Those Holly's next bird. She wants 20.
I know. I wouldn't mind a pet turkey. I don't know if I can talk Pete into it. I wouldn't mind a pet turkey, though. But the Royal Palms they're gorgeous, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're having fun with the turkeys. Yeah, they're different.
Nice.
Oh, my God. It's been amazing catching up with you guys. And thank you for thinking of us to share your amazing new news out there. We love you. Metzer Farms is just the best.
We will have a link to Metzer Farms and the new Golden Cascade in the show notes. Yeah, this is fantastic catching up. Thank you so much.
We've had fun. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, we always have so much fun. So until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 We just want to thank Marc and Katy Metzer one more time for a really great conversation. It's very exciting that they're able to keep this heritage line going. We didn't talk about this during the interview, but we just want to read the description of the Golden Cascade from Metzer's website because they sound gorgeous. Golden Cascade ducklings are beautifully patterned in warm fawn buff and brown tones with golden highlights. Adult males have a chestnut chest, cream or tan underbody, and a brownish head with a soft green sheen. How pretty does that sound?
It sounds gorgeous.
The females are fawn or buff with delicate brown penciling and noticeable facial stripe. Both sexes feature a satin green or brown wing speculum feather that glimmers in the light. They sound beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Go get you some.
Yes. And thank you, Marc and Katy, because we love them coming on the main topic. And they're our friends and we love them. So
Such great
thanks.
work.
So I had my family over the other night and we played this really new, awesome game called Chicken Challengers. Have you heard of it?
I have.
It was so much fun. These chickens battle it out to be the ultimate chicken in the barnyard. It's crazy.
It's really fun. There's hilarious artwork and lots of chicken puns. I just loved it.
It's guaranteed laughter. You know what? For family nights, for game nights, hey, we should take this on conventions with us.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's all ages. Kids, adults, anyone can play.
Now, learn more at chickenchallengers.com or find it on Amazon today.
Just search for Chicken Challengers.
If your flock could talk, they would thank you for shopping at Eaton Pet and Pasture, your one-stop shop for coop freshness and flock happiness made easy.
From their all-natural USA-made favorites like hemp bedding, roost refresh, and nesting pads to convenient product bundles that make chicken care simple, Eaton has everything you need to keep your coop clean, cozy, and odor-free.
Check them out at EatonPetAndPasture.com and use code COFFEE at checkout for a first-time purchase discount.
Okay, so let's move on to
Cracking the eggs.
cracking those eggs. Now, okay, it's cookie month, but we're starting with Black Forest Brownies. They're our form of cookie. It's a bar
Cookie. It is a bar cookie.
And we're putting that out there. We're saying that's true because you're going to want to try these.
What we were saying in the beginning of this episode is that we've been trying to slow down for the holidays, but that our business is really busy. And
we're so grateful for it. But
we're super grateful. But we're going to share with you, this is one of our slap it together. The end result looks amazing, but it's easy to do all of it. So the Black Forest Brownies are essentially fancied up brownies that are intended to be quick and easy. And we use box brownie mixes and we are not apologizing. You can go ahead and bake your own brownies from scratch, of course. If you're using a mix, you're going to make the brownies cakier by adding an extra egg to the batter.
Yeah, that's across the board.
Absolutely. And this recipe is best made ahead of time in steps because you're going to need some cooling time and some chilling time.
Yep, exactly. So let's go through the ingredients. You need 1 box of brownie mix. Don't tell anybody.
Or gluten-free brownie mix. Honestly, I haven't made, because the gluten-free brownie mixes are so amazing, I haven't made brownies from scratch in years.
I make you the gluten-free brownies before.
They're delicious. They're really good.
It's really good. Now, or 1 batch of just your favorite brownies that you make. You need a jar of dark cherry jam, 1 package of frozen sweet dark cherries. Now, this is optional, but I'm a cherry girl. I love my cherries anyway and get them. So 1 cup of whipping cream, a 1/3 cup of powdered sugar, or just 1 container of your favorite whip topping if you want to even save that time.
Right. You're going to preheat your oven to 350 and grease an 8x8 or a 9x9 baking pan or dish. Set that aside. Prepare your brownies according to the directions, adding an extra egg for more cakiness. Set aside the finished brownies until they have cooled completely, and I mean completely, no heat at all. The next steps can be done anywhere up to 30 minutes or so before serving. You can also do these steps several hours or even days in advance and store this in the freezer.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way to go.
And if you do that, if you keep them frozen, you're just going to take the brownies out to sit at room temperature for 30 minutes before serving. Spread the cherry jam evenly over top of the brownies. If you're using the frozen cherries, if they're really large, cut them in half and then scatter them over the top of the jam because this just amplifies the Black Forest experience. But you don't have to use them. You can just stick with the jam.
Yeah.
I, of course, sliced and added because it's so good. If you're making whipped cream, you're going to add that cup of whipping cream to a medium-sized mixing bowl and mix on high speed until soft peaks start to form. You're going to add the powdered sugar in 2 or 3 additions and continue beating until the whipped cream forms and holds stiff peaks. Spread that whipped cream or your whipped topping over top of the jam. Put the whole brownie pan into the freezer to chill for 30 minutes before serving. Or again, if you've kept it frozen, take it out 30 minutes before serving. And that's it. It is that easy. And they're delicious. The finished product looks fantastic.
Try it. You might like it. Let us know what you think. Take pictures. Send them to us. We'd love to see it. Okay, so let's move on to retail therapy. Retail therapy. Yeah. This week's retail therapy, we're looking at Waterfowl Xmas Ornaments because we're talking ducks with the Metzers, we're talking the Saxony, and you're decorating for Christmas all at the same time. So where should everybody go for duck ornaments and what's out there? I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there.
There's a ton. If you're looking for secondhand, eBay and Etsy are your friend. If you want handmade, Etsy again.
Old World Christmas. They have every ornament known to man. Go there. They always have new ones too.
I mean, and I feel like especially Canada geese, you can find a lot of Canada goose Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of domestic stuff out there. The goose is very Christmassy, and part of that's because a lot of our modern Christmas traditions come from Germany, and the Germans have always been really big into goose raising.
There's some really, goose and Christmas ornaments go hand in hand. You
Absolutely.
see a lot of them. Now, the ducks, when you're going to look for duck ornaments, you're going to see a lot of mallards, and especially the male mallards as ornaments because they're probably the most popular. They're a wild duck. They're a domesticated duck. I don't know, all in the one big thing. And
right.
They're beautiful. They've got that green sheen. Any poultry that has the green sheen on them, they just are a different category all on their own. But
well, like you said, you do see the wild ones. Old World Christmas has a beautiful glass wood duck ornament.
Oh yeah. How does that work? A glass wood duck.
Here, I'll share the screen.
Yeah, share the screen. I'd like to see this.
I make sure I don't have anything open for your Christmas gifts. Share.
Now, let's see this. Oh, nice.
It's pretty. It's a pretty wood duck, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
A humbug.
I'm going to go a little out there, but there's also the rubber ducky ornaments, a ton of them if you want to go that way.
Some people are really into the rubber ducky ornaments. Remember how many rubber ducky things we saw in the UK?
Oh my God, there were so many rubber duckies, like, the Queen, everybody had their own little rubber ducky. It was crazy, but they are ducks. It's a form of...
That's what you're into.
If that's what you're into it, right? But I'm seeing one for the pontoon duck journey ornament.
Okay, we're getting way too far afield. Pontoon duck is a no. We want, like you said, there's a ton of mallards and there's a ton of rubber duckies. But here is, let's see, hand-carved wood duck, Novika.
Here where you go is you go to Etsy and eBay and you search it, and there's so many handmade ornaments. Those are beautiful. Those are gorgeous.
Novika has hand-carved wooden duck ornaments. Not wood ducks, wooden ornaments that are ducks. They're really beautiful.
Now, here's the other thing that I want to mention that you can do for ornaments for waterfowl is Mother Goose. Mother Goose is huge. So if you want to bring Mother Goose to your tree, you can find lots of ornaments for Mother Goose.
Our friend Carla, I think our friend Carla gave me a Kurt Adler Mother Goose ornament. It's really pretty.
And that goes back into that 80s kind of, goose with the bonnet and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, look.
Out there.
There's
goose
a white
on
goose
skates.
Skating. A white goose skating.
Exactly. So,
these are really pretty.
Take that 5-10 minute vacation from everything that's going on and search them and say, oh my God, I really love these. Make a list. You know what? The swans, ever since we went to the UK, I love the swans. I told you. We should have. You know what we did not do in the UK, but we should have, is got swan Christmas ornaments. I don't think we saw them, did we?
We didn't. No.
To bring home with us. Yes. I don't know if I could have fit one more thing in that bag, though.
The swans were all over the place in Iceland, too. They're a different breed, but it was just amazing to see them. I'm hooked on the swans. And especially the black swans.
I'll never forget watching those swans in Windsor and that guy swimming
down the Thames with the whole parade of swans following him. That was really funny.
And all the swans following him. We were like mesmerized. We were like, this guy's swimming in there.
They were like, where are you going? What are you doing? What do you have?
Yeah, exactly. So look them up. There's Canada geese. There's a bunch.
I think you're going to find a lot more goose ornaments than duck, but they're all out there. You can find them.
Yeah, I mean, in the ducks, you're basically going to find a lot of mallards. So,
yeah.
But hey, put them all on your tree together. Do a poultry tree, do a chicken tree, a goose tree, a duck tree, whatever you love. As we get older, I really think about doing what I love. You know what I mean? It's like what brings me happiness. If it's ornaments that are chicken, then I do it. Do it.
You know, as you get older, you kind of curate what it is you want to surround yourself with because you don't want tons and tons of stuff. But it's nice to have your little collections. And I think the poultry ornaments are they don't take up that much room. They're just a really nice collection. And it's fun to go out looking around for, what you can find every year.
They're smaller and they're easier to display, in on a tree. Then I have another thing I'm all about right now, and that's Christmas mugs. That's a bad problem. I keep saying to you, I'm in too deep.
Well, they're not as easy to store, are they? Or display?
I box them up, but the problem is displaying them. And they take up a lot of space, and some of them are big. But the Santa mugs, I love. Anybody else out there, put your hand up. We can't see you, but the Christmas mugs are amazing these days, and the vintage ones are even more amazing. I'm all about them. It's a problem. It's a problem.
Well,
so should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we are spotlighting a fan favorite, a crowd favorite, the beautiful Barnevelder.
Fireworks.
Main topic, we're going to be talking about choosing next year's birds, what we look for. It's kind of an annual thing we do.
Yeah.
Cracking the eggs, we continue December cookie month with golden raisin oatmeal cookies.
Sometimes simple is just the best, man.
Delicious. And then retail therapy, we're going to take a look at this year's new and super fun chicken jewelry.
Because there's a lot out there, and for the holidays, you got to be showing it off.
I saw a lot of new stuff. There's some really neat stuff out there.
And for all those wish lists, you want to put this on there so your hubby or your wife knows what to get you.
Yes.
Okay, so what should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens, ducks, geese, and turkeys.
Every day, and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Thanks for listening.